All right, hi students. So welcome to the basic user interface of Maya. Right now, this video tutorial is using the version 2027. All right, let's get started. So when you first open your Maya, what you will see is this welcome window. Okay, so after your registration of your student license, you will get to this window. So you can click either new, or you can open a recent file that you have saved, or you can just click new here. All right, now back here. So I'm gonna give you a dry run, or I mean a run through of what is the user interface, the basic user interface here. So we always usually for any application, we always start with the top, right? So this is your typical file menu, but you have tons of other main menu here. So these are the main menu sets. All right, up here. Okay, right. So up here, let's start with the one on the left, which is file. So if you click file, here is where you can typically create a new file, but in Maya it doesn't call new file, it calls itself a new scene. Okay, so a new scene is like a new file. Scene is basically the location, like you try to build an environment, a location, you know. So open scene lets you basically open a save file. So if you create a new scene like this, and then let's go to the save scene, right? Okay, so save scene allows you, of course, to save your progression. And then let's say save scene as, if you want to make multiple progression file, save file, like you have a one, you know, like water bottle model 1, water bottle model 2, 3, 4. It's always good that you save your 3D projects in multiple files, because multiple progressive file, because you do not want to just rely on one save file, because if anything happened on that file, whether it's been deleted or being removed or being, let's say, is corrupted, then you're really in big trouble. All right, so you need to have like a backup, multiple files, so that it's safe for you. And this one, if you want to like manually type in a new name and then save it. But if you, let's say you have like a water bottle model, it is the file name, and then you want to have like water bottle model 01 or 02, you just have to click increment and save, then it will add that numbers for you, okay, for the new version of the file, the save file. All right, now yeah, so basically most important part is that, and then we'll talk later about this as we go along. So create a project window, set project, that one will be later. Okay, so other than that, that's the only important thing you want to know right now for this panel here, panel menu here. All right, as you can see, other than that, you have the edits, all the creates, all this stuff, all like can look very scary right now, but don't worry. But this menu set, what you see here, this is not just the only main menu. There are multiple menu sets, okay, depending on what you want to do at that time. So for example, if you go a little bit lower down here, one level down, you see modeling. This is the menu set that you can change. So right now it's in the modeling mode. So some of this main menu have things that got to do with 3D modeling. When you're 3D modeling is basically when you want to create something, you want to create a 3D objects. So if you want to do something else, you can go like rigging, where you set up the character. Let's say you already model and you want to like breathe life to the character, adding controls, movement, and all that. So that is where you go to rigging. So you see the menu sets here change. So watch what happened here when I change to like modeling back again. See some menus change here. But there are a couple of menus that stays the same, like file all the way to Windows. It doesn't change. It stays the same. Just after that, beyond that, it does changed. So you look at this, go rigging, you see it's changed over here. And then you have the, if you're doing animation, you switch to animation. So you got all the animation process relatable menu, and then you have the effects for adding fluid, water, fire, and everything, explosion and all that. And then rendering, if you want to render your animation into like let's say a sequential image, okay, so image sequence or you want to render in video format itself. So yeah, this is the rendering. And customize is basically if you want to custom your own menu sets lah. All right, maybe it's a combination of some of this, but those are more advanced lah. All right, so make sure for now we are focused on the modeling for now. All right, here you have the icon for save, a new scene, open scene, undo and redo. Okay, so for undo is Z, just press the Z on your button on your keyboard, it will undo. All right, next part, gonna ignore the other things here first. What we're gonna focus is at the one level below it, which is the shelf. So this is what you call the shelf. The shelf is basically consists of a lot of shortcuts in the form of icons that is placed in these multiple tabs. So this tabs is called shelf. All right, it's like a bookshelf, and all these are basically an extract of the shortcut from tools that you can find here, that you can find here. It's all placed inside here. All right, as you can see, there's like curve, surfaces, polymodeling, sculpting, even rigging, animation. All right, some important tools the developer thinks that it is going to be very useful for you, that you're going to use it a lot, they're going to put it here. What if, let's say, you want to do a custom? Yes, you can do a custom. You can access the custom folder over here, or you can make a more advanced one here. Okay, so if you want to do let's say you want to add a custom shelf, you can go here, and I mean the cogwheel here, and you can go to shelf editor and do that. But that is a more advanced, so don't worry about it. Okay, for now, just make sure you have your polymodeling shelf available. Okay, all right. Now, let's have a look at the one and only, I mean, the big area here, which is taking a lot of the space of the user interface. This is what you call the viewport. Okay, viewport, P-O-R-T, viewport. This is a perspective view. How you know that is if you look at the name down here, it says mean the perspective. Okay, now perspective view is like the only 3D, fully 3D view that you can use to see your environment. Okay, to perform your animation or to perform your modeling and animation. All right. Okay, so let me show you how to navigate around the 3D view. So the shortcut key is Alt, hold alternate on your keyboard, ALT, and then click and hold your left mouse button. Okay, so basically it's like this. So you hold Alt plus any of the, I say this is a mouse, the scroller. So any of this mouse button, left M. Actually, the scroller here is the middle mouse button, MM, and then this one is the right mouse button. Okay, so hold it. So you need to click and hold Alt and then any of this. All right. Okay, so hold Alt and left mouse button. This allow you to, and move your mouse. This allow you to orbit your view or rotate your view around. Okay. All right, so hold Alt and hold middle mouse button, the scroller, just click it down. Don't scroll it, just click it down and move your mouse. This will be able to pan up, down, left, right. Okay, Alt and click the middle mouse button and move your mouse. Okay, to pan through your mouse, pan through your environment. And then you have this hold Alt and the right mouse button, and then move your mouse, push your mouse front and back. You will see that it smoothly zoom in and zoom out. Okay, now what if you want to like do a fast zoom in? You can just use a scroller, just roll the scroller forward and backwards. Okay, forward and backwards. This allow for a quick zoom in and zoom out, which is not that smooth, but you might use this a lot. Okay, all right, so that is the basic tree navigation of how to move around in the 3D perspective view. Now, but if you tap the spacebar, okay, if you tap the spacebar one time, just quickly like that, you see that it will bring a four small viewport, okay, which consists of, you look here, it's the top view, perspective, front, and the side. So this tree is basically like more like a 2.5D view. Okay, more like a 2.5D view, which means it's 3D, but it's not, but it's 2D as well. You will see later. All right. So if you click the view, you will see this outline here, the bit white outlines, very thin white outline, showing that this is your active view. If I click here, you see this will be my active view, and you will see it by seeing the this compass here. Okay, this view cube will be popping out based on which active view that you selected. Okay, this compass is very good because this view cube is very good. It's like a compass, so that it shows you where you are in the orientation of the 3D view. So for example, now if I look here back, so basically I'm looking at the back part of the view. So I need to, I should be, should work on like front, looking like this. Okay, this is the front side. So if I look this front, this will be my right side, my left side over there. All right. Now, same thing here. You can hold the Alt and right click to zoom in and zoom out. Right click and middle mouse button to scroll up, down, left, right. Pin to pan up, down, left, right. But you cannot orbit the view. Alt and left mouse button will not, you will not be able to do that. It's locked because it's a 2.5D view. Okay. All right. So another thing, if you want to like make one of the view bigger again, just select that view or hover your mouse there and then tap the spacebar. Okay, tap the spacebar again to bring the view to the fore view. If I put my mouse in the side view, I didn't click it, I didn't select it. But if I just put my mouse there and then tap the spacebar, you see the side view is now the biggest view, is a maximized view. All right, so that's how it works. Okay, that is for viewport navigation. And another thing, each viewport have its own small control panel here. Okay, which I'll show you a bit later on. Okay. All right. Now let's learn how to create an object, right? So create an object. Oh yeah, another thing about the view. If let's say you ever lost in the 3D view, because this is a really vast 3D space, but you know, at the end of the day, they're still tied into a coordinate. Okay, so if you want to get back to the coordinate of 0, 0, 0 coordinate, you have to press F on the keyboard. This will bring back to the center. You see here in the center here, this is the coordinate of 0, 0, 0 coordinate. Now, why am I talking about the 0, 0, 0 coordinate? What does that mean? Okay, let me bring you to a bit of a theory about what is the meaning of 3D. Right, D is what I call this dimension. Okay, so you have one dimension, 1D. 1D is what? 1D is basically is just a dot like that. Okay, it's just a dot. 1D. And then you got the 2D. 2D have up, down, left, right. So it allows you to like draw a rectangle, right? And then you got 3D. 3D is basically have 3 dimension, or you call it the 3 axis. So what is the 3 axis? This allows you to create a volume of 3D object, become cube. Okay, so this one have the X and Y. If you remember back in your school, primary or secondary school, where you learn coordinate. Okay, so you learn the X and Y. And then 3D, basically you have X, Y, and Z. Okay, so in the axis, if you remember the coordinate last time in maths, this is Y positive, Y negative, X negative, x positive. Now in 3D you have one more dimension, which is the depth, which is the z. Okay, it represents depth. Nice handwriting, huh? All right, so that's where you can place an object here, and then you can place an object far behind there, and it's like smaller than the size of what you see in your perspective. But actually it could be that this model here, the size is actually the same, it's just that it's further away, so it creates an illusion of the size, so it's like relative to one another. All right, so that is basically the x, y, and z that makes it a 3-dimension. Okay, hope you understand that. All right, so in the 3D space, it's just like our 3D universe, but it's just something different is that because it's mathematical, it needs some mathematical algorithm and programmings to make it work. So there is a center of the universe in the 3D virtual space here, which is the 0, 0, 0 coordinate. So this is the 0, 0, 0 coordinate. Although, of course, in real life, we do not have 0, 0, 0 coordinate, but in the 3D virtual world, it does need so. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's create something. So I want to create an object. So if you want to create an object, make sure you use the poly modeling shelf, and you can actually create any of this primitive object. But if you need more than this, you can go to create menu and then go to polygon primitives and choose any of these. Now you got more options. Okay, so let's say I want to create cube. I just click on the cube here. There you go. It's straight away create at the 0, 0 coordinate in the center. If you want a sphere, I just click that one time. Now I've got a sphere. So basically the cube is inside the sphere, because the cube is the sphere is actually the cube is inside the sphere because the sphere is bigger than the cube. Right, so if I click the cylinder, so I got this one, cone, it's actually all there. Now you can also see over here that the list become longer. Now I have the P cube. I can even select object from here. See, this is a cube, this is a sphere, this cylinder, this is a cone. All right, so what is this? This is what I call the outliner. Outliner is basically like it shows you whatever content you have in the 3D scenes in the form of a list here. So, and then the good part is, let's say for example here, if I want to select the sphere, I cannot select the sphere. It's a bit harder because it's inside another object. So I can select from the outliner here. So click here. All right. See, that's how you do. You can also do multiple selection. Just drag a rectangular selection like this. Okay, whatever is inside that rectangular area, it will be selected. See, all these are selected. All right. Now, to move the object, this bunch of object apart, what we can do is we can use the manipulation tool. So where is the manipulation tool? It is here. Right now we are using by default the select tool. So all that we can do is just selecting object. Okay. All right. So down here is this is still a selection tool, which is selecting in a lasso style, and then this one is more like a brush. So let's go back here. Wait, right. Just go back here. Is allowed to select in the form of brush, but it's more of a component thing. I think somehow it doesn't work. Anyway, just ignore that. It's not important anyway. You're not going to use that. Okay, so usually you're going to use this, and sometimes in a very tricky selection way of selecting, you can use the lasso here. Okay, all right. Now let's switch to the move tool. The move is also a selection tool. It's called like a move. And also a select tool. I can click and then it select. Then you will see this arrow over here. So what is this arrow? This is basically a pivot. P-I-V-O-T, pivot. Pivot is showing the center of the object. It's always placed at the center of the object. If you're used to using Illustrator, like if you have like a graphics like this, a graphic must have an anchor point. Right, so maybe an anchor point over here, so you will move the graphics over there. So in 3D it's called pivot. Okay, P-I-V-O-T, pivot. All right, so pivot is placed over here. Now if you want to move the object, you can use the, if you are using move, it is this kind of arrow, left and up, down, left, right, front, back. If you switch to rotate, it will be a circle gizmo, okay, pivot gizmo. This one is a scale, to scale it bigger or small. So these are the three manipulators that you can use. So let's try the move first. So if you want to use a move, make sure you choose move, and then you click, put your mouse in the arrow here. This is X basically. Horizontal is X, right? So red color is always X, green color is always Y, up and down, X left and right, and then the Z front and back. Okay, is blue color for the Z. So if I put my mouse at the X here, click and drag, then I'll be able to move the object in the 3D space. You see? Now I click this object here, I can start moving it apart. Maybe I push on the Z behind, see? And I can maybe lift up the cone a little bit. Or select all and then just lift up everything above the grid. Okay? So yeah. All right, that's move. You can also do a combination of the like X, Z and X by putting your mouse here, and you'll be able to move it with a two combination of axes, and like this way as well. You know, if not, you can just do one movement of axis only. If you put your mouse in the center here, there's a square here, and move, this is a bit free form. It is based on where your camera is looking at. So if I look at it from down here and I put my mouse in the center here, I'm moving it based on where I'm looking at it. It's like a screen-based movement. Okay, now let's move on to the rotate. Same, you put your mouse in the circle, colored circle here. This is the X, allows you to do that. Okay, this is the Z and this is the Y. Help you to spin the model. Okay. If you put it outside here, it will be based on the screen base as well. Okay, let's move on to the scale. Scale, you got two types. You got a uniform and a non-uniform scale. A uniform scale means if you scale, everything will size become smaller or bigger, but the model ratio is still the same. Okay, for example, if you want the uniform scale, make sure you put your mouse in the center here, where all three axes will be scaled together. So put your mouse in the center here. See the model is smaller, but the proportion is still the same, right? Okay, let's try that again. If I just for a non-uniform, you just have to push or pull one axis, like let's say X. So this allows me to stretch the model along the axis. So this is Y. So now it's a bit flatter. So that's how this works. You can also do like two axis combination at the same time if you want. So right. So that is basically on the axis, on the scale transformation here. Now the shortcut key for this is QWER. Let me, okay, Q is for selection, WER. Okay, so Q is for selection, W is for move, E for rotate, R for scale. So you can quickly access the shortcut key very fast like that. Okay, or you can just click here. All right, now to delete the model, just select it and then hit delete on the keyboard. Right. Selection, if you want to select multiple object, of course you can do the rectangular selection, but you can also do hold Control Shift, Control plus Shift, and then you can click. See the plus sign on the mouse there? It shows that I can add selection. But if I want to minus selection, I can hold just Control and then unselect the selected one. So that is basically how you can add or minus selection. Control Shift, add, Control wheel minus selection. All right, so that is basically the basic of the user interface. Now, before I finish the class, I have one exercise for you. So what I want for revision, you can try to model a simple table with a primitive object here. So I will show you a way here. Okay, so to create a table, I will first create a cube, and then I'll use a scale to maybe pull this longer. This will be the tabletop. Okay, and flatten this a bit. Okay, then I will push this up. Imagine the grid is your floor, your ground, so it's above the ground. I will double click here to rename. I will put this as table top. Okay, and then let's say I want the leg of it. I want to use a cylinder now for the leg. Okay, I will use the scale everything in the center smaller to make sure the diameter is smaller, and then I just make it longer by pulling the y-axis. Okay, now I can go to W to move. Okay, move. I would want to tap the spacebar so I can access the other view. So it's easier for me to move the legs, let's say at the corner here. So before I do that, I want to zoom into the this view here, the side view. Okay, and I will just adjust it until it touches the table. Okay, like that. Now to move this to the correct spot, I want to use the top view here. But the problem is the top view, see the shaded table here, the tabletop is blocking. I cannot see where it is, right? So what I can do is I can enter a wireframe mode. I can press 4 on the keyboard. This will enter a wireframe mode. I can see through. If I want it back to shaded, I can press 5. So where to get this icon here, you can click over here. This is number 4, wireframe. This is number 5. Okay, so number 4. Now I can adjust in the top view easily because it's looking from the top, right? So it's make things very easy. I place it over there, and still in the top view, I'm going to make this a big view. Tap the spacebar. I want to then duplicate the leg to the other side. Now this is a new thing. So how to duplicate? You select the one of the leg, hold shift, and with the move tool, make sure you're using the move tool. Hold shift and then select the model, select the leg, hold shift, and then you see when I hover my mouse in the pivot arrow here, it says clone. So if I click and drag while holding shift, it will make a clone. So I let go. Now I got 2 legs. Now when I select 2 of these legs, I hold shift and then I push it over on this side. This roughly, now I have a full working table. Although mathematically it does not an accurate measurement on the placement, but yeah, for now don't worry about that. Don't stress out about like pure engineering calculation and all that. So what we want is, as long as it looks nice right now on your eyes, on our eyes, it should be fine. So just yeah, don't worry about that too much yet. Okay, so yeah, it looks good. It looks like a finished table. Okay, so that is the basic of Maya user interface. Okay, and some basic 3D creation. All right, have a try and have fun. Bye bye.